Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. In today's video, I'm going to do the homework that Ola May has given us for October. The hashtag that she has come up with for this month is OC-TOTE-BER. And I thought it would be fun to rank 10 of the totes that I have in my collection from least favorite to most favorite. And of course I'm joking when I'm saying that I'm doing my homework for Ola May. I really enjoy and appreciate these different hashtags that she comes up with every month. I can't always participate. Last time I really struggled with Satchel September because I didn't really understand what a satchel was, but I'm pretty confident that I know what a tote is, so I think I will be doing better today. Also, I could look it up on the internet. So I have found tote bags are the category of bags that have parallel handles that emerge from the inside of the bag. Well, they're not all going to emerge from the inside of the bag, so I hope the outside of the bag will count as well. They're usually large, but not always. And they're either opened or fastened at the top. So I think I should be able to get by on this one. Let's get started. So these are definitely not all of the tote bags that I have in my collection, but I made sure to at least pick my favorites and then also some which are less favorite for me. And the one that comes at the end of the list is one that I don't think you've actually seen before. Oops, on my channel. Perhaps you haven't even seen it before on my Instagram. And it is this Michael Kors Jet Set tote, if I'm not mistaken. This one has been with me for a good amount of years. I originally bought it because I really like the color. I still do like the color, but it was also, I'm guessing, probably the first bag that I spent a good chunk of money on. Back then, I just didn't really know what worked for me. And for some reason, blue bags are always a little bit of a struggle. Then next up, I have this gigantic Ted Baker tote. I don't really recall the name of it. If you are familiar with these totes, you know that their name always ends in con, but depending on the print that they all have a different name. Quite confusing. In any case, I think this is the biggest size of that tote that they have. I bought it at some point in time because it was on sale. I don't really know what these retail for, but I think I bought it for like 26 euros. I figured I can always just use it as a grocery bag, for example, because it is so big and I don't really mind throwing it around, even though it's white. I have used this for like travel, going away for a night. I guess in theory, this could be a pretty nice work bag and they're not too expensive. And once you start using them, they start off pretty stiff, but they do get more malleable over time. The straps are a little bit on the short end. You cannot really wear it very comfortably over the shoulder. That is also a bit of a downside, but they do come in very nice prints. The material is pretty decent, so if you can get this on sale, it might actually be a good buy. I also got it because I really do like the print on it. I don't love it, but I do use it, so that's why it's at the bottom of the list. Then next up, it was already fortunately getting a little bit more difficult because, like I said, I was looking at the bags that I really like the most and try to put those in order. And this bag I actually already do really like. It is the Furla Opportunity Tote. I also have one in the mini size, so I also could have pulled that one out. I mean, I also have 4 Marc Jacobs tote bags, so with just that I could have filled more than half of a video and I didn't want to do that. So perhaps just take my Furla Opportunity Totes together as I'm talking about them. The mini that I have is in the same print, but then in blue. I really enjoyed wearing that over the summer. Nice tote. It's often been coined as a dupe for the Dior book tote. The Dior book tote is not only way out of my price range, but I also would never put so much money towards a fabric bag. I think these Furla Opportunity Totes are also already quite expensive for what they are, but it really is a fraction of what you would pay for a Dior book tote. The top handles are quite short, so you cannot really put this over the shoulder. I tend to just wear this in the hand or crook of the arm. The bag in itself is really light, of course, because it is a fabric. It doesn't come with a shoulder strap, but you can technically, like I've done here, attach some rings to these tabs that are on the inside of the bag. I wouldn't necessarily put a lot of weight on them because I'm not really sure if they are meant to hold that kind of weight. But if your bag is not packed too heavy and you need to be hands-free, then at least you can put a strap on it and also put it over your shoulder. So overall, really nice bag at the bottom of the list, but it's really not very much deserving of that. Then next up, a bag that I would also say is like not really deserving to be at the end of the list, but it is my my YSL East West tote. I do have it stuffed, so if it's making a bit of noise, I'm sorry about that. I'll try to keep it still. I think this is quite a popular bag. It's sort of one of those like timeless classics, and I would have to agree with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with this bag. It's very low-key luxury. It has like the tiny Saint Laurent logo over here, and then there's the logo that you can sort of pull out over here if you would want it. I always just sort of keep it hidden. So nothing wrong with this bag. To me, it is just a bit boring. I also got this fairly early in starting my luxury collection, and I figured I needed to go for these timeless classics, which is, again, fine. Like, this bag is never going to go out of style. But building my collection, I know by now that I should have gone for something more interesting. I am a little bit on the fence of just selling this, because being a luxury bag, it was quite expensive, and I think I would be just as happy replacing this with another very classic logo-free tote, and could also be like the Stradberry Mosaic Shopper. I think that's also a really nice one that is just a little bit more interesting than this one. I'm talking very not nice about this bag, but it's well made, it's beautiful, it's again a timeless classic. It just doesn't interest me as much anymore. The more I talk about this bag, the more I'm realizing that I'm probably ready to also let it go. Because what I do like in a tote, and it doesn't have to be very exotic, but it just needs to be a tiny bit more interesting, like this tote from Christian Louboutin that I will pull out occasionally. It has these nice details with the studs, so it is a bit edgy, but not too much. Also because it is in this nude color, so it is still quite classic in my opinion. It also has the red base, which I always manage to put upside down for some reason. So there you have it, the Louboutin. Just like the shoe soles, and that's just a very nice feature of this bag. I know that Laura, the camo chica, she has this bag as well. She also really likes it, and not only is this more fun than the YSL tote in my opinion, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I also think that the quality on this bag is a lot better because the base is really sturdy. It also doesn't topple over very easily. The leather on this is just very thick, quite structured. Of course, that's something that you need to like, having a structured tote. It is big and it doesn't really mold to your body if you're wearing it. It is plenty spacious. Of course, I have it filled up, but just see how big that is on the inside. Really nice tote, if you ask me. Surprisingly, still not even halfway up the list. So for me, it's only getting better. So let's move on. Next up, how can we talk about totes and not mention the Marc Jacobs tote bag? I mention these bags all of the time in different sizes, so I'm not going to go on and on about the Marc Jacobs tote bag because you probably already have one. And if by now you don't have a Marc Jacobs tote bag yet, I'm quite confident that you're done hearing about them because then you probably don't want one either. But in any case, why I really like these bags is just because they are so practical. They're my workhorses. I don't mind taking them out in the rain. They've proven to be quite durable, and that's why they definitely deserved a place somewhat higher up the list. So I was a little bit in doubt whether I should put this above or below the Marc Jacobs tote bag, but this is the Stradberry Nano Tote, and I have decided to put this on the 4th place, which is pretty high up. But as I was thinking about it, this more or less gives me the same benefits as the Marc Jacobs tote bag. The only downside being that it is quite a bit smaller, so perhaps putting them side to side, geez, you can see the size difference between the two. Just see like how much difference this makes in terms of capacity. The Marc Jacobs tote bags are really a lot better, but I do really like the design of the Stradberry Nano Tote better. I think it is more interesting with this sort of mechanism of the bar that goes over the handle. Nice, durable Saffiano style leather. It is a very cute style, especially in the nano size. For me, the Saffiano leather has been very worry-free, and because it is a small black bag with silver hardware, it easily goes with a lot of things. This is a bag that I will easily reach for. So one bag that I have been using a lot recently is this Santini Firenze bag. It is a dupe of the Row Margot bag. I got this a couple of weeks ago because I really enjoyed this trend with all of the charms, and I wanted to have a sort of saggy leather bag because we're all about like the big bags with the more flexible leather, like the Coach Empire bag, for example. I am not really sure if I want to invest in a piece like this more in the long run. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to get a cheaper leather bag that is still of reasonable quality, and I have to say I've been quite happy with this bag. Unfortunately, it's not very easily available. I stumbled on it on some sort of Dutch outlet website, which is also why I can't really link it below for you guys. So supposedly this is the Gladys tote in black. I've also seen it in a taupe, but I figured let me just be on the safe side and go with black because I've been carrying this bag to work every day, so it holds my laptop and some other stuff. It is really, really spacious. Right now it just has my water bottle and my rains pouch in there with some stuff I need for work. So that's why I've put this pretty high up on the list, because I pretty much use this every day. I really like it. Straps are not super long, but they do go over the shoulder if I need to. Leather is really soft and supple, so it was exactly what I wanted from a tote like this. Having used it a couple of weeks, it is already becoming kind of a beautiful mess, and yeah, it is exactly what I wanted, so I felt like I needed to pay some tribute to this bag. And then it's time for the top 2. And now we're moving on to the totes that I think are the most beautiful ones in my collection, and I really doubt if I would ever get rid of them because I do really like them so much. And in the second place, because there's one that I find more beautiful than this one, but is my Ferragamo Studio soft bag. I think I've had this for almost a year now. And of course, as I'm rotating my bags all the time, none of my bags get a lot of use out of them. But then recently, I think I pulled this out for a video and I was like, I haven't used this bag for so long and I kind of miss it. I can remember when I just got it, and when I just have my bags, I will tend to put them into rotation a little bit more than the bags that I've had for a little bit longer. And then the other day I was using this again, and yeah, this bag is just so stunning. I think I could have the Ferragamo Studio bag or the Studio Soft bag in pretty much every color, and it would just make me so happy. So the only thing I don't like about the Studio Soft bag all that much is the strap that it comes with. I actually never even unwrapped it. I never used it, so I'm just going to leave it in its wrapping. But it is this guitar strap. I know some people like it, some people think it makes it a bit more like sporty or casual, but to me this is just such a classic bag and I want to use it as a classic bag. So I've just been wearing its top handle. I treat it a little bit like it is a Birkin, which of course it is not. But with Ferragamo, I do think you really get very good quality for the price. I still think it is a bit of a hidden gem in the luxury community. Occasionally there's a little bit of talk about Ferragamo, but they just cannot seem to make that it bag to make the brand really popular. So if you like their styles, take advantage, get one of their beautiful bags on sale, and I'd be pretty confident that you won't regret it. And then next up, of course, it had to be my Loewe hammock bag. I was doubting, like, is this a tote? But it meets the qualification. It has the 2 handles coming out from either side of the bag. So again, they are attached to the outside of the bag, but I think that's overall pretty fine. I can talk about this bag for a long time, but if you've been with me for a little while, you already know I love this bag. I probably told you a couple of weeks ago in another video how much I love this bag, and that I just had to find an excuse to pull it out again because I hadn't used it in a little while. This is also one of those bags that I should just use more often because I like it so much. There are so many bags in my collection and so little time to wear them, even though I wear a different bag every day. But I think that's going to be a topic for another video. I'm really thinking about bringing down the numbers in my collection and curating a bit more to go back to the bags that I really like the most. But it's been challenging because I really like a lot of my bags, and selling bags is also hard. So it is a process, but we'll see when we get there. The hammock bag is definitely not going anywhere. But this tote, for example, I'm definitely happy to part ways with. So I'm going to keep it at that for today. Thank you again, Olame, for this hashtag. This was really fun to do. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. That's always much appreciated. I'll see you all next week. Remember, there's styling a situation and a taste for everything. So don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. And as we would say in Dutch, doei!